Hey Google, what's the date?
It's Monday, the 22nd of June 2026.
Alright, I just want to make a quick video to share an idea, a vision I've had before in the past, but it's come to me and I'm not sure where the motivation, inspiration really comes from. It has to do with my passions and interest in listening, period. It has to do with my passions and interest in, you know what I mean, just things I don't have qualifications for. Just lightness. So, listening, sound, audio, room design, architectural color, taste, purification of space, space dynamics. Um, it's like the blossoming. It's like the blossoming. You know what I'm saying? It's like the day of pollination. Basically, the vision has to do with, like, I don't know if it's selfish or egotistical or what, or if it has to do with this other motivation, potential for inspiration, just creating, creating that space. So the idea, plainly put, is you know what I'm saying? I guess I'm not a scientist, I'm not a physicist, but I am kind of like a scientific thinker, right? I'm a systematic thinker, systems thinker, right? And I give a shit about the universe and space and human species and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And 3 years ago, three summers ago, I'd be driving into Waterloo, passing the Perimeter Institute, and I would think how cool that is. It's so interesting. It's so neat that that is like a hub of some of the most brilliant minds, dare I say the world. Some of the most educated and intellectual scientific minds in the world, some of them having to do with physics and theoretical physics. And it's, 25 minutes away. Hey Google, how far away drive is the Premier Institute in Waterloo?
You are 23.8 kilometers away from Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics by car.
Hey Google, how far is 23 kilometers by car? I forget about it. Basically,
23 kilometers is 23,000 meters.
Hey Google, how long does it take to drive 23 kilometers?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
You get the idea. Anyways, still again this summer, driving in once a week on a Thursday or on a Friday. Maybe on a Wednesday, but Thursday or Friday for sure. And possibly both Thursday and Friday. But getting my point at it is like, and I'm not sure. It's just like my ignorance. I'm just like, what. But I would love to organize like I'm not sure how you would start this, what you would call it, but a day of music. A day of music being performed in and around the property of the Premier Institute for Theoretical Physics in Waterloo, Ontario. I'm talking like producers having like an hour to log in and start a project and just play with sounds and see what they come up with until it's on to the next person, and maybe the next person wants to collaborate with the other person previous, and maybe that's just kind of the way it's promoted and set up, to where there's say 8 people coming together, starting from the first person all the way to the 8th person every hour on a given day. And you can stick around for collaboration, or you can just get out of there. I'm not sure how it would work exactly, but it's not to annoy. It shouldn't be annoying, and if it is annoying, it should be good friction for the theoretical physicists. It should be good friction. It should be out of their comfort zone, but still inspiring, enlightening, motivating, to hear the music of the also performers, like, you know what I'm saying? Live performers, singers, you know what I mean? You can get an acoustic guitarist, you can get somebody just ripping a synth, you can get somebody just singing a cappella, could get people, you know what I mean, Congolese kind of African drums, just playing on those. And it's about rhythm, it's about timing, it's about space, it's about tempo, it's about texture, it's about, you know what I mean, it's about all these things. It's about discovery, it's about intuition and creativity and originality and just free-flowing imagination, and it's about production and producing music and art. It's about collaboration, it's about a change, it's about, you know what I mean, Mark's a pivot, you know what I mean? Like in elementary school, it would be like, thinking back to it, a pivot would be, say, maybe generically, if there's an assembly going on, you know what I mean, periods 2 before launch, it is an assembly, so it's kind of a pivot from the first period all the way into lunch, and then after lunch it's reset and you're back to the basics. But that period of assembly is a period of change. It's a period of almost reinvention and a shift in perspective, and a shift from the unusual and the regulatory. And yeah, maybe these things already happened, but would love to organize the setup so the square footage, you know what I mean, is covered to the point where it is a live performance, but with speakers and an audio recording setup where, you know, it encapsulates the space, right? And isn't overwhelming. It's good quality, beautiful quality, actually, hopefully. And yeah, you know, I think it'd be interesting to have live performances in there. Also, like, set it up so it's a recording studio. So, like, if you hear anything in the industry, somebody working on an album, get there, and audio engineers, recording engineers, mixing engineers, producers, get that artist in there with their team and their collaborators, and just kind of give them a space, you know what I mean, to work. You know what I mean? Pretty cool to say, like, song was recorded in the Premiere Institute. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be really cool. Imagine Don Toliver recording in the Premiere Institute. That would be freaking so cool. Great for the brand and mutually. You know what I'm saying? Imagine running into XYZ at, you know what I'm saying, a nature green space on Stanford campus that's kind of isolated. Imagine that. How cool would that be? Like, pretty fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? Just an idea, just thought. I think I know someone who I could reach out to in order to make it happen, but yeah, you want to put the physicist first. And then you also want to allow it for the musicians and the artists, because that's where the real friction would be, where the potential friction could be. Like, it's welcoming the space for the physicists, and then taking the focus primarily for the physicists away from them, and then making it more artists and music, and then the physicists can watch what's happening while they're walking by, they're working. Maybe it would just be noise in their background, but maybe if it's over the course of, like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday until 2 p.m. Or, like, all day, like 7 to like maybe 8 to 5. Eight to 6, but see, once everyone goes, you're gonna want to stay. It's kind of like take the first day, make it a full day, and get comfortable and stay late. That would be the idea. Make it a great Friday, and then we'll get up the next day, Saturday. Depending on things, you can make it like that as well. You know, if some people want to come in the office that day, we're still gonna be here doing our thing. We're gonna be blessing them blessing the building with some good music. We're gonna be changing things up. We're just gonna be getting the synchronicities right. You know what I mean? We're gonna be fluttering the air with vibrations, and mystically we're going to inline the building, have it ready for Monday. So, seems like a great spring idea. I guess being summer now, it's a great summer idea. Going into the fall, it's like, when would you want to do this? You know, it's a good question. You know, I'm thinking about the possibilities of, you know, like, selfishly, I want to produce in it. I want to have my time to play. But I'm thinking really primarily, no. But it'd be for like people from U of G music school. It'd be for like, you know, some of the students if they're around. It'd be for like, yeah, be maybe professors as well, faculty. Just drop by, drop in, say hello, hang out. Like, nothing really planned, like, conventionally, but just come by, listen, see the building. We'll have a refreshment stand outside, and I don't know what else, but yeah, I'm thinking like even like high school, like GCVI high school, like the music schools in all the areas. I'm just thinking about how it cannot be just too big, but you know. Anyways, it's an idea. I'm brewing, I'm baking. It's like, okay, the idea is to play live music and produce music inside the Premier Institute. Who do I have to ask? They're gonna say no. What's the purpose? Well, I just described it all. So the better I'm able to explain that, express that, with and without research and scientific backing, the better. You know what I'm saying? It's theoretical, really, in its essence. It's theoretical, and it's refreshing. We're professionals, and we're not meant to be an annoyance. We're gonna curate it so that we have artists and music going on, and then we're gonna curate it so that there's like a schedule, like a set. So like I imagine like there's like main stage, and then there's like a second main stage, and like the second main stage would be like the inside the building, the outside the building, and maybe there's a third stage that is outside the building with cover and, you know what I mean, foreseeing weather. I like the idea of 3 stages, setups at the Premier Institute. 1 is private. You have to either work in the building, be affiliated with the building to get in, and that's in the conference center. that's in there. Conference center where they have a stage in a big room, big arboretum, arboretum. It's where they do plays. So that's the first, right? Or it's the second. That's the second stage. But it's only for people. It's meant to be low key. It's meant to be like a come and go, like movie theater, intimate, deeply resonating, you know? It's gotta be like the best of the best. And you can come in and out. You know what I mean? Like there's a list throughout the day. It's performers. You know what I mean? Who's paying them? Are they getting paid? What's the deal? What's going on? People have careers. So I just imagine like that happening. Only allowed in that space if you are working in the building, so it's private. But then there's another one that's outside in the main floor, right? That you don't plan on going to. You don't set aside time for yourself to go and see for 10 minutes or however long you have. You know what I mean? 5 minutes if you're working. You know what I'm saying? You get a drink of water, go for a walk. You go sit down in the dark. Something like that. But there's the first stage. That's just in the lobby area, right? I've never been in the building, but just imagining a spot location that is constant, is somewhat background noise, but somewhat very much live performance oriented. You know what I'm saying? And it's not meant to be overwhelming to any of the offices nearby, but it's meant to be here in the background, right? It's meant to be in the subconscious. That's what we're working for that day. It's just kind of rejuvenating the subconscious mind. The building, people work there, etc. Community at large. So, I'm not sure, I've never done really something like this, but there'd be a third one that would be outside somewhere. That, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, maybe like a neural pathway of sorts. You know what I mean? Start outside by the streets, the outdoor property, right? Chaos, anything's happening. Slow trickle inside to the building. Get to the idea. You know what I mean? Hypothetically speaking. So that's all. And, you know, shout out to God. Shout out to Jesus, Lord and Christ. Shout out to the devil. Shout out to Mother Mary. Shout out to Joseph. And shout out to all the scientists out there. Shout out to Demis Hassabis as well. Like, how do you do things like this? Guest appearances. event specialist. Like me, I'm thinking like an event specialist here. With this one, I'm just imagining, you know what I mean, Jeffrey Hinton showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy from the future, from the past, at that place, live music, theoretical physics. Come, say something small. Just come for a little bit in the day. Talk to some physicists. I don't know how that works. How would you invite Jeffrey Hinton to a 3-day event, 1-day event, a 2-day event of music and performance and art, creativity and sound design, to the Premier Institute in Waterloo, Ontario? I think he's in Toronto, but he could be all over the place. So how do you reach out to him, first of all? What do you say? What do you expect him to say? How much time do you need to give him? You know what I'm saying? And why would you want him there? You know, clout. But really, I think he would find it very interesting. I think he would find it very interesting. I think people who work there would find it very interesting. I think performers, the artists, musicians would also too find it very interesting. But see, I'm not sure how to run smooth, like, event, like, kind of how to work dynamics like that. Like, maybe get someone that works in the building. Give them a project to work on and present, but maybe not no presentations. Maybe it's just like a comic fest. Maybe there's like a comedian that shows up. Maybe there's musicians, comedian, and maybe we take a break. Maybe we do rest. Maybe we play lo-fi sounds, meditation music for an hour throughout the building. Basically, throughout the building, accessing highly sophisticated acoustics, and just design that room as like a set where music and sound travels in a way that makes it feel like you're in a jungle. The coolest thing you've ever experienced ever in your life. Like, working in that is like transform the space. Maybe like set design, props. Again, like acoustic absorptions. Carving out spaces and channels where the flows of the sound matches, you know, is uniquely curated to your pathway of travels throughout the building. And walking through it with your eyes closed, you're in a multi-dimensional world. You're on stage, you're in the middle of a crowd, you're in the jungle. What song, what sound, what audio do you hear? And think about how cool that experience is and would be. Thinking about how that's possible. Thinking about all the positions minuscule multiple adjustments and placements of speakers. I'm thinking now if it's like a map and I start with one speaker here and I show the angle at which it's pointing and I show the room at which it sits in, right? And some of the materials at which it sits in, the height of the building, and these architectural structural specs that we can get, as a business. This is important to the business success. Going in to companies and buildings like the Premier Institute, understanding the architectural structure and nature, and building designing and planning out a set where the highest fidelity quality audio, hearing speakers, tower speakers, etc. are positioned. Positioned around in space in a given channel on a given map. For you to experience a bathing of sound, a bathing experience of audio, where 1 minute you thought you were walking to an office meeting, well then, depending on, and you ask these questions, what are you playing? What kind of audio, what kind of sounds are you playing? How are these sounds recorded? Who's it by? I can just imagine, building it out. You can produce and engineer it like a scene. Like scenes, imagine that. Oh my god. Imagine making like a script of scenes of audio tapes, of layers. So when you go and plan out and perform the staging, you just play the same kind of loop. And that's not even a loop, it's more or less like a story, like a movie that's audio only. And you have to be in this space to experience it. And once you experience it, you go through all the emotional instigations that come with being in the sound and listening to the audio. And this audio track in the Premier Institute has to do with, it could be anything. A young boy who loses their mother in a car accident one day, drunk driving, going at too high speeds, collision, it was a crash, there was an explosion, and what did you do? You just went for a walk, and you closed your eyes, and you didn't feel like you opened them until in the morning time. In the morning time, you realized that dream was 8 years ago, and now you're a young theoretical physicist, and you're still in university, and you have a professor to answer to now. You have a relationship with your postdoc professor, and your postgraduate teacher and professor, and you're trying to come up with your thesis and defend your thesis, and you got a girlfriend and you're going to the gym, and she's asking you what's for dinner, and you know what I mean, you're gonna make something good. I'm just trying to understand what and why you would want to play and how you present this. It's like you really just dial in. You dial in everything to do with the audio and sound. The recording, if there's a story, could just simply be sounds. But then you go to companies like this and you set up and they pay you a fee. And this fee is for the, you know what I mean, experience of the employees. It has to do with the budgeting of the company. It's like a benefit for the employees. It's something new. It's like an assembly for the kids in elementary school. I would host the assembly. This is what it's about. A little less serious for a little bit of time. Okay, it's very emotional. It's very serious. It's deep. It's thoughtful. It's intellectual. It's designed. It's curated. You observe it. You think about it. You go over it. You go over it. You go over it. You forget about it. You remember it. And maybe you miss it. And maybe you want it back. And you're curious about it. And you think about it time and time again. And that's kind of like a sketch up of a company. I've had the idea in the past, but it's really kind of crystallized now that I've been talking for almost 40 minutes on this idea that I was explaining just simply as like a day thing of an idea. But really the idea is to do with, you know, going into, again, the companies, the buildings, you know, maybe it's schools. But company negotiation, company contracts, schools, you know, but it's building the speakers, you know, different sizes for different usages, and it's getting maybe people involved in it, and you know, like prior to even, maybe you get people to record certain things, and you show up and you make it what it is. You show it and present it like it always existed, from their dreams type of thing. Very weird, but very cool is what I hope for. Very different, but going deeper, yeah, it's a very interesting idea, talking to myself out loud for a company where I don't know anything about audio technologies, but you know, going bigger, we're just gonna stay there for now, but from what turned into a vision, now it's expanded into a company. It has made iterations, and open specifications for what the company is about and produces. You know what I mean? Like, it's a sketch, blueprint, game plan of what the company does, what the company is, and the philosophy behind it all. So, in giving an example too, right? There's an example here as well. Who am I working with? The contractors, this and that, yada yada. Planning, giving people jobs, executing on them, coming up with the final product, implementing the product, selling the service, presenting the project, set up, take down. It's a service, it's an employee service, and it's technological, and it's hospitable. It's different. It's artistic, and it's sound. It's sound. Rehabilitation. It's just an idea for now. But what an idea. I'm just not sure the specifics exactly. They can't be too hard to come up with though. It's a pretty cool company idea though. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how the money works and the business side works and how you make profits, but you know, you get one contract here, you get one contract here. You negotiate prices. You know, they want to refer. They had such a good experience. They want to refer. They make a referral. We get accepted. We make another contract negotiation. And maybe we go back next year. And the year after that. And with the growing network effect, these referrals. You know what I mean? Social media platform. Maybe you make it to the news as an innovative, new, fresh way to, you know, treat your employees and make changes to any environment. Just freshen up the building. But yeah, I'm not sure what you'd call it. Thinking specifically about the speaker placements, you know what I mean, putting down speakers in the pathway of travel. People can go either way they choose, but they're going to be getting that surreal, live, out of this world sound experience like they've never dreamed was possible. You know what I mean? Like they've dreamed was possible, literally. And we're gonna give it to them, and they're gonna feel the vibrations. And they're gonna hear it so clearly. They're gonna be spooked and panicked in the moment. But what we play and how we play it, they're gonna want us not leave. They wanna stay, they're gonna wanna return. They're gonna wanna tell their friends and family about it. And it's gonna be very, very cool. Just thinking about a couple like things, like, you know what I'm saying, like yeah, just trying to stay lean, get to the point, make it real good.